Okay, so we finally defeated Kaz. That was nice. And we have this weapon now from Kaz. The parasite weapon. Don't really know how to use it. It's kind of weird. I gotta search it up to actually use it. Um, but yeah, this is more gonna be a video about my thoughts, cause like, I thought that I was already like at the end of this game. Like I thought, oh, I'm just about to fight German right here, and that's it. But no, German is still kicking somewhere. This dude German is still out there, man. I just did not finish the game. I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go now. And to be honest, I'm not really that interested in continuing, cause like I already played this game so many times already. I know the ending. I know the bosses. Like I don't really see why I would continue. Like the expansion is because something that's completely new. I didn't know about the expansion. I just continued where I left off. Now, in terms of the expansion, yeah, I searched up about it, to kind of understand it better, and it's pretty sad. It's kind of sad in my opinion though that I didn't get to like fully grasp and understand the story, especially because remember, as I said, I stopped playing this game like I was midway in the expansion, like I was in a Maria boss fight, but I got stuck there. I couldn't defeat her. And I just got stuck there. After like years later, I come back to play this game and easily beat Marie, and then we get to console, defeat him, finally finish expansion. But at 3 years, I completely forgot what happened before Maria and all that, like about the story wise. So it's pretty sad that I didn't play it, since the beginning, like understand it, in one clean, go. Uh, but essentially, the whole idea of it is that we're kind of like basically paying the sins of our fathers type of deal. In this case, the old one, in terms of what they did, what they screwed up. Because the whole story of Bloodborne is the concept of people trying to mess and fiddle around with like things that they don't have like a grasp in, things that is like so beyond their like concept that it's something that they shouldn't be toying with. Things of like higher planes of understanding, whatever, that they shouldn't be messing around with. And that's exactly what the people in Bloodborne do. And the expansion sort of plays in a backwards way, which is pretty interesting. In terms of like Orphan of Kos. Kos was that like big, washed up whale looking mother. And Maria hints at this when you fight her. When you start her fight, her first line is you shouldn't toy with like a corpse or something like that. You shouldn't touch a corpse. And that's basically because that's exactly what they did to Kos, which is that great one. That thing that's on the beach on the coast is the great one. And the whole idea is that they found this thing washed up and they just completely toyed it and completely, violated this corpse here. Trying to experiment on it, trying to understand about this like entity, while at the same time kind of throw the whole morals of like, if someone's dead, like you don't mess with their corpse. You don't like. It's just like basic respect, And that's what humans did instead. Like these guys took Kos and just kind of like messed around with her body. I'm making it sound really dirty. Uh, and the Orphan of Kos is basically the orphan that has been awakened here. Awakened to a completely like awakened to a dead mother. Orphan in a way is really sad that the whole boss, if you know about his backstory. This guy is just born to a dead mother that's been completely like destroyed because of human experimentation, trying to like understand what's up with her, you know. And so because the humans are actually really curious about like using the Orphan of Kos, of using the Kos and all that. They eventually start doing experiments, which is why then we see Maria. If you go back before like the Bergenworth, before those like fish people village, we see Maria here, and she conducted a lot of experiments on people, on others, and all that, and we just see how it gets completely destroyed. Uh, you see, we fight before Maria. We fight the living failures, and all throughout like that entire stage is the asylum. And even before the asylum, you get to the point where it's like old Yarnum, but it's like a very destroyed Yarnum, because that was a result of the experiments. The experiments resulted in a failure, and people toying with things that they shouldn't eventually bit them in the ass in the worst way possible. It completely infected Yarnum Village. People were transformed, convoluted, everything changed. And I guess you could say that's the moral of the expansion is, in a way, it kind of sets a good light to Bloodborne, because Bloodborne is definitely a very depressing game. Like, there's no good ending, really, in this game. Uh, the best ending, I guess, is Gurman, the normal ending, which is Gurman killing you and awaking you from this nightmare. It's essentially what we just did for Kos as well, the Orphan of Kos. This poor child, I guess you could say, has been living in this nightmare, that, of his mother, being born to a dead mother already. And we essentially liberated him of that. We mercy killed him. And that's what Gurman does to you by the end of this game. But it's still dark, this reality still exists. Where these guys it's corrupted. There's no hope. It's hopeless. And like the true ending in Bloodborne, when you get transformed into a great one, a baby great one, and then you get a plain doll over here taking care of you. That's kind of like a more depressing ending if you think about it. It's like, yeah, you got to the point where you become a great one, but at what cost? You lose your humanity. You lose what becomes of you. It's like the whole idea of the game is that you're trying to fight against something that you have no understanding of. There's no no happy endings, But it's like, and that's basically the expansion. What we're doing, we're trying to rewrite that history. Now, I don't know if it's like we actually did something good, because I feel like the case of what's happening here is, it's like we just kind of like in Dream Worlds, like we just kind of fixed it, but in a dream version. Not like the actual thing. Like the actual thing is still this. Like it's still bleak and hopeless. But the expansion kind of made us soothe everyone in a way. That's why you talk to Plain Dawn. She says how like Gurman is.
Farewell, good
he seems
hunter.
more calm now. Like he cracked a smile or something. So yeah, I don't know. That's about my conclusion though. And yeah, I'm not really planning on concluding here with Gurman as well, because like apparently I still have more to go in the normal Bloodborne game. I thought it was just Gurman, that's it. That's why I was like, well, okay, let's get Gurman. But no, I still got a lot more to go in Bloodborne. I don't know what. However, no, I'm not gonna redo things I've already done in this game countless times. I did the expansion. I don't know about the expansion, so I just want to try it out. And I played it. That's all new to me, so it was nice and fun. But Bloodborne, I already know what's happening. I already know what's gonna happen. And to top it off, it's been so many years that like, what the hell is happening? I don't know. Like, where do I go? Who's the next boss? But yeah, I mean, apologies if anyone wanted to see me completely finish the game. Either way, it's not like I started this game from the beginning. I just started randomly midway through the expansion. So yeah, but now I'll be moving on to probably Dark Souls 3. I haven't done any of the expansions there either. And I think that I haven't as well. I think I started New Game Plus, but it's like New Game Plus, new, where it's like I'll start from the beginning of the game. There, maybe I will like play the entire game, including the expansions. I also saw how Dark Souls 1, and that's completely new. That's definitely gonna be like Dark Souls 1. But yeah, I guess that's it for Bloodborne now.